Proxima Station is map number 1. Probably, well, potentially one of the more split map scenario sort of maps that we could see here in this series. So let's see how it goes. As we will kick off to the bottom left-hand side with our blue Zerg from Psystorm Gaming. Give it up if you're going to be cheering on True. His opponent in the upper right corner of the map is going to be the red Protoss player. It is Hurricane. So game 1 of the series, it's our finals. $100 on the line. Of course, if you do want to add a few dollars out of your own pocket to the prize pool, the match Reno page is there. We've used all the coupon codes now. If you want to add some dollars, it does go a long way. And of course, it does support the tournament, the players, of course, most importantly. As we do have the openers, of course, on Proxima, probably expecting to be a bit greedier than usual, hence the Nexus first coming down from Hurricane. And again, the 2 vetoes for the best of 5 will be Honor Grounds, one of the large 4 players maps, and the super small 2 player map, Paladino. Basically, True didn't really want to play on kind of Honor Grounds, which can be, for True especially, I think it can be difficult to play his style on Honor Grounds. You know, it doesn't play towards how True likes to play. Whereas on Paladino, he's happy with that, but obviously Hurricane isn't happy playing against the quirky style True on quite a quirky little map, so. Let's see a probe coming across and looking to see what's going on. We're going to see what's happening. 2017 has just started, really. Well, I mean, we're like over a quarter of the way through 2017, so it's not really just started, has it? We're a good amount of the way through in 2017. It would be okay, to be fair. I mean, I think a lot of the time just being negative because we don't get the stream to be as live as much as we want, but to be fair, we've been hitting our donation goals for the most part. We've been sticking around 170-ish subs, which, while it is down from December and January, it's still pretty decent. You know, it's still good. It's not really where we need to be. We need to be a lot higher, but it's something, I guess. I think I'm just being a lot more negative than I should be. I've been in a bad mindset lately. It's hard to get out of. Because I'm trying to tell myself things are going okay, and then things happen. It's just like, oh, there's nothing to stream tomorrow, and there's like, you know, where the subs going down again, and I've just been very negative about it, rather than just being like, oh, well, it's still okay. There's ups and downs, and it's just a bit of a longer down. Anyways, we got a good tree coming in from Evelius in the chat. No Terran Southrace from Narlock89. I'm a little bit sad about no Terrans. We haven't really seen any Terrans all day today. We started off with a Terran play in the TVZ, but that was about it. Just a lack of Terrans today. In an event which is actually quite often Terran dominated. Players such as Bjorn, Bjorn Alive, Keen, so often doing quite well in these events, and these tournaments, and these cups, and well, just Alive and Bjorn not signed up today. Keen going out in the round of 8 Hurricane. It's a little bit of a shame. As you see, these couple of links just continue to come back down towards the bottom left-hand side. Third hatchery going to finish up, and look at the opening from Hurricane. Double Stargate. Something you don't see as much of anymore, but has always been one of those builds that you can pull out here in the PvZ. Just to change things up a little bit and all the rest. As we'll see this Overlord coming in from the back, we'll see the double Stargate, and then we'll back away. Even if he just keeps this Overlord alive for a bit longer, just pulls the Stalker a bit further back into the base, I mean, you may as well pull away. There's not much else for you to see with the Overlord if you've seen... Oh! He didn't see double Stargate, he saw one Stargate. That's actually a pretty big deal then. So True didn't... I mean, it's so uncommon to go double Stargate. After seeing one Stargate, then what I've just said is very true, in the sense that there's no point kind of going any further in because you're going to see all you're going to see. So you may as well try and keep that Overlord alive for a little bit longer. But not seeing double Stargate is a pretty big deal, so Hurricane will get away with this a little bit early on, and will hit True maybe a little bit kind of, you know, harder than True is expecting it. And one of those situations where, you know, right now True might just be like, okay, I'll add an extra Queen position against an Oracle. Then all of a sudden, like, 6 to 8 Phoenix fly in when he's expecting an Oracle, and it's just going to be like, oh, that's not good, you know. And that could be problematic. We'll see if he's going to skip Spores. So far he is, but obviously at this point in the game, he's not immediately feeling the need, and especially if he just sees one Phoenix right now, it very much so feels as though he doesn't need Spore Crawlers immediately as well, I would say. So it's not great for True. He does make a lot of lings. He's maybe looking to force a cancel on the third Nexus, which has got a lot of potential, honestly, given the situation. He will throw down the Hydra Den, as he will look to play a Ling Bane Hydra sort of playstyle most likely, and That's obviously a good thing considering the situation with regards to the Phoenix count going rather high up. As we're going to be seeing the Lings catching the Adepts for a few moments now. They shade backwards, and there's going to be a sentry here as well. I don't think these Adepts, these zones can really get too much more done. They'll maybe move up to the high ground here. They get a probe. There's a Stalker in the wall. There's an overcharge able to be used, and the Lings just getting pushed away once again. Actually going to get a bit of a better surround on the low ground now. So going to start being able to pick off a few more of these Adepts. The sentry too will fall. There's a good amount of Lings left over. The pylon taking some hits. He'll make sure to target that down first to get rid of the potential overcharge to defend. And just because it's kind of a guaranteed kill rather than a Nexus, which is not necessarily still going to go down. I mean, a few more Lings stream in. It's still pretty close though, you know, like there's more units coming down. He will get it in the end. But just definitely better to get the pylon. A lot more benefits from killing the pylon first than just trying to immediately target the Nexus. Because what if an overcharge is suddenly ready? What if suddenly there's more units that just suddenly defend against the, that defend and then you don't get a pylon or a Nexus? Better to pick off the pylon first. Phoenix will get rid of this Queen here, and just going to be seeing another couple of Overlords under trouble as well. I mean, the Phoenix count will keep on rising at this point in the game, but losing the third Nexus will definitely slow Hurricane down a little bit. We actually see the double Oracle popping out now, so not something you often see kind of later on, and especially off the double Stargate, but going to maybe be a bit of a nuisance considering the fact there isn't any Spore Crawlers at all in the game. This entire third mineral line, I mean, especially considering that, double Oracle will one-shot workers. The entire mineral line could disappear in just a matter of seconds, so that could be a little bit scary. Phoenix going to keep looping around, looking for openings, and so it's going to be the natural mineral line, the target of these oracles. Flies in and immediately drones are going to start disappearing. Not target firing one down at a time. I'm actually going to have to be careful of the Hydras, and they come in and take down one oracle almost immediately there. Way more Hydras on the map already from True than I was expecting even. I thought we were going to see kind of like 5 or 10 already, but he's actually got a good chunk, almost 20 or so on the map as he'll break through these rocks. His gold base will be taken, and well, True's still looking okay here. Having cancelled the third Nexus, he only lost 7 workers to that. He's got Ling Hydra against, well, a lot of Phoenix because of the double Stargate Phoenix. Double Stargate was something that was way more popular towards the start of Legacy of the Void, and back then, Hydra Bane timings were a big way to kind of counteract this army because obviously the Hydras do very good against the Phoenix, and there isn't really that much on the ground to really deal with the Banelings and all the rest of it as well, so there's nothing to really stop the Hydras at that point. I mean, we will see here, True, he did turn around to deal with the Phoenix, so he's going to delay his timing a little bit. I mean, he also doesn't have a Baneling nest, right? So it's just Ling Hydra for him, a very aggressive push forwards, down on workers, meaning that he's not kind of droned up that 70 to 80 marker, which you would maybe expect from a Zerg player in this situation, which again just suggests that he is looking to be very aggressive. Catching a few Adepts out the front to begin with is great, of course. He is losing a lot to these Phoenix, but hey, if he's going to get rid of the third Nexus, then it may not matter if he's losing the, a few drones to the Phoenix. You're going to be seeing probes pulled in. Obviously, not the sort of situation you want to be in as the Protoss player. Pulling probes into this many Hydralisks, obviously they're going to die, and I mean, it's just going to be kind of one of those desperation measures to try and do what you can. He actually pulls back pretty quickly with the probes and the rest of the army. There isn't really that much left over. The Forge will go down as the third Nexus also drops. I mean, the Phoenix still doing a good job shutting down further reinforcements. The problem is, he needs more right now at the front to help against this. And even though True didn't get the scout on the double spire at the start of this game, he's still been able to make this game work out. GG, and Hurricane will type on out. True picks up game number 1 of this best of 5. So, as we do start to the top left-hand side of the map, our blue Zerg player from Psystorm Gaming. Give it up if you're going to be cheering on True. And to the bottom right, our red Protoss player, it is Hurricane. Looking to bounce back, tie things up, level things out. How am I feeling today? Ask Andy Man in the chat. I'm feeling good actually. I don't know why I'm yawning and all the rest of it. Like, I do apologize. It's kind of weird. I feel good, man. Feel good. Feeling okay. Yeah. Nothing bad. Nothing negative. How are you feeling today, buddy? What's going on? Okay guys, if you're enjoying the stream, don't forget, you can hit the follow button so you won't go live again in the future. We'll be trying to stream something tomorrow. I really don't know what we're going to stream because, of course, I cups on the evening. That sort of caught me off guard, even though I sort of knew about it. I did know about it, so I'm just letting myself being caught off guard. For no reason, really. So, yeah. Don't know what we're going to stream tomorrow. We'll find something. Saturday, though, I'm flying to the Netherlands. I won't stream Saturday, definitely not, but might stream Sunday. We'll probably stream Monday. Won't stream Tuesday. Probably won't stream Wednesday because I fly home on Wednesday. So I'll be back for Thursday's stream, which will probably be another WardiTV weekly. Isn't that weird? We'll be back this time next week. Huh. Not crazy. Wake up, Wardy, the Matrix has me. I don't know what's going on, man. Like, I just don't even know. You know, the thing is as well, like, I woke up in plenty of time for the stream, so I'm like, it's not like I just woke up and came to stream, you know? Like, I've been awake for a while, setting up for this and all the rest of it, like, I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, I'll see what happens. Gonna see another pro being chrono, well, not chrono boosted, but being started here. So Abyssal Reef again, we sort of talked about this earlier in the PvZ roadcaster between Namshaw and Bill, and we sort of saw it happen in the end, where this is the map we're probably expecting a longer game to take place on. You know, it's a map where we're probably expecting to see the Zerg player going up in towards Broodlords, the Protoss player going up in towards Carriers and a Sky-based army, to some regard. You know? That's this sort of map. It's just because it's so difficult to attack the different bases, it's difficult to move into those different positions, and so on, and so on, and so on. So just going to be seeing how this is going to set up in the next few moments as we, again, just see a few drones continuing mine here and there and looking to see what they can get up to. Stargate drops down from Hurricane, and a gateway on the way as well from Hurricane to the side. I'm just going to see an Oracle just starting up and getting ready to move up this left side and in towards the main base. Yeah, it's kind of aggressive actually from Hurricane, you know? Getting up into free gates totally. He's proxied a gate to this left hand side as well, so he can really apply pressure with this incoming Oracle. So he really wants to try and do some damage early. Now, true, he's currently a little bit supply blocked. He's only going to have Ling production. This is so weird. Another proxy Stargate, by the way. Like, this is so weird when Billy did this earlier, and it's kind of weird to me now, but, I mean, let's see what happens with it. God, this is so strange. Two games today on Abyssal Reef for proxy Stargate. This must be like the new hip thing to do, I guess. Anyways, here we go. Oracle moves in. You can see a couple of drones already going down, 2, and well, nearly getting a third. He's got a third and a fourth lined up, basically, because of their health, but Queen comes in from the natural, deflects the Oracle. And that will be a good little bit of a defense there. Now, Twilight Council coming up as a follow-up to this is... I mean, that gate's already... The warp gate is about to finish up. So you can get ready to warp in here in a moment or so, but... It's still going to take him a while to really... I mean, he's going to have, what, like 3 adepts over here? It's not that many. As this Oracle gets some health back on it, or some shields back on it, we will see the second Oracle coming forwards as well. And together, they shall be the double Oracle team. The combo team. Which so often does find the damage he wants. Now, them drones are very late going back to the main base, though. It's kind of interesting. True actually lost a lot of mine time with those. Look how much mine time he's lost for so long. Shouldn't have been anywhere near that much. Well, it shouldn't have been anywhere near that much for that long, because that's kind of weird. Now, you're doing just now sending back to the main, so... A little bit of a mistake there by True, and actually this first Oracle ends up doing more damage than it maybe recognizes. Because I don't think Hurricane will have realized that those, you know, that those drones were only just now getting back to mining. Kind of crazy. A lot of deaths from Hurricane Gavin on the left-hand side, and you can just see his intentions here. 5 gates on the way up. And I mean, what's True doing? He's building Lings. He's got a Hydra's Den. He can build Hydras, but he's not going to right away here. And I mean, he's got a good amount of Lings, but the amount of adepts that are going to warp in, it's going to be very difficult to hold off this number of adepts of Glaives with only really Zerglings in this game, as we're going to be seeing the Queens here will right away get to work on the Oracles, and there's another 4 drones. Meanwhile, here we go, adepts shading through in towards the natural, although they will get surrounded now by Zerglings. 1 Queen going down initially. Lings will get a bit more surface areas. That Queen disappears. I mean, True is sort of slowly working his way through the adepts, but he just isn't going to have... I mean, he's going to start killing a few of them now. Queens will transfuse each other back up to health. So now we see the Oracles coming back in again as well, and it's going to just leave this mineral line pretty open to the Oracles, although they're pretty low on energy, so they can't do too much else here. Adepts coming forwards once again. Queen's still pulling back and trying to keep fighting against this. Lings go to the main, ready to deal with shade and adepts, but the adepts don't shade. Now he turns away to fight an Oracle once again, but he just doesn't find the opportunity as the Lings once again surround and the Adepts just keep on dropping and disappearing. So Adepts just keep on disappearing right there. I'm just going to be seeing the few more Adepts just pulling down the left-hand side, more Adepts warping in on the far left, and well, Hydra's on the way up as well. 5 Hydras in production. As you're going to see these Adepts just going to keep on working their way through that Hitachi momentarily. You're going to see them shading forwards here once again. Now if Lings can save the Hydras a little bit here, a little bit of extra DPS could go a long way. You're going to see finally the Oracle's getting taken down, but now there isn't any Zergons left over, and so Hurricane is really going to start breaking through. I think the Hydras are just not staying alive long enough to kind of get value out of the cost. And now the Adepts picking up another couple of Queens. True's going to lose another couple of Hydras here and there and just dotted around all over the place, really, as more Adepts shading forwards. Big all-in by Hurricane is going to bring him victory in Game 2 to tie things up in this best of 5 grand finals of the WardiTV Weekly. GG! 3 of the best of 5 finals here today in the WardiTV Weekly number 7. Bottom right side of the map, our blue Zerg player from Sidestone Gaming. It is True. And he's going up against the red Protoss player to the top left. It is Hurricane. As we are tied up 1 apiece in this best of 5 grand final. Alright, so how are we feeling in the chat, guys? How are we doing? What's going on? You're having a good day, good Thursday. It's nearly the weekend. We've just got Friday left. I know a lot of our you friends will be finished work for the day already. If you're over in NA, it's okay, guys. It's okay. You'll get there. It's getting towards the middle of Thursday, or maybe it's just the start of Thursday for some of you in NA, but I'm trying to be positive. Sub guy in the chat. Am I going to Austin? Nope. Not a chance of going to Austin. Might go to Montreal this year. Maybe not, though. I don't know if I'm still going to be doing StarCraft by September, so I probably shouldn't be looking that far ahead in terms of going to events at the moment. As we see this probe from Hurricane just pops on in towards the main base and has a little bit of a scatter around here. Queen on the way up, and it was a kind of a bit of a different opening from True, going kind of... It was just hatch gas pool, right? Like, just the hatchery finished a little bit later there than expected. So there we go, hatch gas pool is the build. Oh, you caught me a bit off guard. I was about to say it's a bit different, but then I was trying to figure out what it was. And it is just hatch gas pool, just the, again, this hatcher on the low ground, just a little bit late, so the first queen starts up a little bit faster than the second queen, rather than both at the same time. Very minimal difference as we just see the Cybercore dropping down at the front here, and a Stargate coming down as well. I'm going to be dropping as part of this wall. Sup, old Jimmy, how you doing in the chat as well? How's your day going so far? So weird casting in like the afternoon. It's such a weird time to cast because it's like right in the middle of when I usually cast, because I ever cast like starting like a couple 2 or 3 hours earlier than this, or casting like 3 or 4 hours later. So it's like a really weird time to cast for me. It's really strange. It's different. It's different. Correct One coming in with the 14-month resub. Can we get some STI hearts in the chat, please, for Correct One's 14 months? Please share some love. Thank you so much, dude, for the continued support. As always, appreciate the resub, dude. Appreciate it a lot. 14 months, man. Crazy stuff. Come a long way together, haven't we, guys? Come a long way together. Thursday in WardiCast looking good, says Salvic. Back from work straight to SC2, says Evelius. Good stuff. It's how life should be. Come home from work, watch StarCraft, and just keep on going from there. You can see the Twilight Council is about halfway done. We're going to be seeing the lair about halfway done as well. As we see the tech from both players starting to develop here in Game 3 of the series on Belshire Vestige. A bit more of an aggressive map compared to the maps we've seen already. As you see the one Oracle pulling around the left-hand side, and we'll just be looking to apply some pressure early on. Bit of a, I mean, the third hatchery finishes. The lair is pretty quick, so probably looking towards Ling Hydra once again here is True. Pretty much the same as in game number 1 as well, like going straight in towards the Hydralisk Den without a Bane Nest or anything. Very greedy, very scary to go for as well, but may very well end up paying off for him here, as we're going to be seeing this Oracle just scatting around and looking to see what's going on. So Oracle just sitting down to the south side of the map, and second Oracle comes in. Hasn't really done too much yet, as we're going to see those Lings coming out. Again, pretty standard and pretty similar to the first game in the sense that it is just here. True looking to come up this right-hand side and to try and get into a position to do some damage, you know, cancel the third and slow things down in that regard. Two Oracles will waste some of their energy on the Hatchy, and as three Queens come in together, they'll be able to fight these Oracles quite easily, so it's actually not going very well for Hurricane. He's busy kind of dealing with these Zerglings across the map. 1 and 2 Adepts both died. The Pylon as well. These Lings from True. Second game now that they've found some good damage. It's going to be seeing the Oracle just sat down to the south side here, and maybe looking to poke on in. A couple of Queens again, getting a couple of shots there, and that Oracle does get a little bit lower. Void Ray about to pop out from Hurricane as well. Now Resonating Glaives very close to finishing also. And there's a follow-up here, but still only on 2 bases. True doing a very good job of just keeping Protoss player away from a third base. And he'll pick off the probe here once again, which just slows it down by another few seconds all over again. A few Adepts warping in, Hurricane moving forwards and just gathering those Adepts all up together now. And just going to be seeing the Void Ray just coming forwards and just starting to chase this Overlord away up towards the upper right-hand side. So an Overlord gets taken down, and we had a few more Overlords popping out as Zerglings gathering together, and Hydra's starting to come up the right-hand side, and it's going to be, again, this very aggressive Ling Hydra attack. And, well, Hurricane didn't have a great time trying to deal with this last time. As you're going to see Hydra's pulling back over to deal with these Adepts. The Lings will be left once more, just run towards the third Nexus, where, again, a couple of Pylons are building, but they're not ready yet, and the Void Ray doesn't kill Lings that quickly. Queen's over here to help the Hydras. A couple of transfuses can go a long way, and even if they just get in front and tank a little bit, they could go a long way as well. As True, just keeping the Protoss player away from the third base is just so vital right now to just put himself into a better and better position. Adepts will shade on down, and again, Lings, Hydras and Queens going to be looking into this and seeing what's going to happen as they try to shade on top of the army. Zerglings running in, and again, third Nexus is not coming down in this game. Hurricane's not having a fun time, man, trying to get this third Nexus up. Adepts can't commit either because True's just spamming out units because he says, well, if you don't have a third Nexus, I don't even have to worry about that many drones. Well, having that many drones. You're going to see these Lings and Hydras initially doing some good damage here. We'll start to chase the Adepts as they go up towards the ramp, and they will commit these Adepts. I mean, now the Hydras, though, are going to stay on creep, and so as they push up the ramp, they're going to be able to do so pretty quickly, and Lings are going to start squeezing through. I mean, a few Adepts will shade away towards the third base, but there's already a few Lings and a Hydra and try and grab a kill or two already, and again, just slows the Adepts down as they turn to fight, and it's good defense by True. Still no third Nexus over here. We see a Bane Nest coming down as well, just as an, kind of a precautionary follow-up, really. And we're going to see the Lings and Hydras going up the right-hand side, and again, those Adepts are just in trouble. Going to start shading forwards with them, and the Hydras will just, again, look to see how they want to try and fight this. We'll see a few of the Adepts here and there, just again looking around, seeing where they can get up to, and a lot of Banelings on the way in now as well. There's a whole bunch of extra Banes coming through, and again, Adepts is going to shade forwards once more. And also going to be seeing the Adepts not able to do very much here. There's just too many units, and it looks as though True may be going on to match point here. This aggressive Ling Hydra playstyle is just continuing to be very effective so far. And just the way he's able to keep his opponent away from the third base so long is crazy. And it just slows down so much of the further tech. You know, Storm 20 seconds away. Well, that's not obviously going to be here in time for this attack. So here we go. High Templar, you can see them just running away, pulling back. Knowing he has to buy more time. And now if Storm even does manage to finish, is it going to be enough? Well, probably not. And the Banes are still chasing for those High Templar. He's going to get them. He gets all but one. One Storm definitely won't be enough. 4 Stormers was maybe going to be able to hold this off for long enough. Drops 1 Storm while he types out GG. True takes our into this. Let's introduce these guys and jump into what could be our last game of the day, unless we're going to get a game 5 out of this. Top right side of the map from Psystorm Gaming. Our Blue Zerg player. Give it up for True. He's going up against the Red Protoss. For the second time in this series, he is down, trailing, and looking to have to tie things up. It is Hurricane. So, we set up, we wait to see what's going to happen. Over the next couple of moments, just setting up and seeing what will happen. What's up, Von Schley in the chat saying hello. How you doing today, buddy? How's it hanging over across the pond? Man, slow start again in this PVZ. You're gonna see the Nexus going down very early on into the Cybercore. It was a gateway first, not a Nexus first. And a little bit of a slow start. As we see what happens. I mean, there's horizontal spawns on Cactus, so it should be something Hurricane's happy about. So if we are gonna see a game 5, well, these are probably our best spawns to kind of get a game 5 on. This / vertical. It doesn't really matter too much. They're both pretty okay. The fact that natural expansion points towards the main base of True, though, is pretty beneficial to the Protoss as well. It means that if a Prism comes out, it just goes straight into the main, rather than having to fly over the natural or fly around, you know? So that's generally a pretty nice thing. That's a small little rotational imbalance on this map based on where you spawn. And it does, in this regard, generally, I would say, go in favor of Hurricane. Twilight Council drops down just behind the gateway in the Cybercore at the front, so I'm going to start setting this Twilight Council up as this Overlord from True. Having a little bit of a look around as well, see what's going on, see what's happening. Thank you very much, Wumbo Time in the chat, who comes in with the cheer 7. 7's my lucky number, you know that? You do now. Thank you very much for the cheer 7, dude, appreciate it. See the Stalker just pushing this Overlord away as it gets a little bit too far into the main, a little bit too early. Super fast lair again from True. Really wasting no time at all to set up in towards, I imagine, Hydralisk, but I mean, this time he doesn't even go into Link Speed, so maybe he's going to have something different planned for here this time. Because this is a faster Hydra than what's even really needed to just kind of storm out Hydras. He's going up against a Twilight as well, which he will see, which means that he should know the possibility of a Resonating Glaives is there, right? And so if he knows if that's a possibility, he's going to have something to defend it, so what's it going to be to defend it? Well, that's what we've got to try and figure out right now. That's what we have to try and figure out right now as we are. It's going to be seeing a couple of extra gates out from Hurricane. This time, it's going to be a Dark Shrine follow-up, so it's still going to be a very aggressive playstyle, but it's not quite going to be that massive all-in sort of playstyle that we saw previously. And it's going to be having the, again, Overseer just morphing in on the high ground. True wants to go in and scout this. I guess he wants to see if what the sort of follow-up is looking to be like so far. So Overseer pops out. I mean, he's starting Link Speed now. Still nothing really coming in off of the lair. Like, what on earth is going on? Like, what is the build? Like, what's the lair for? Why get the lair if you're not going to use it at all? Maybe he's just messed up his gas timing a little bit, and that's why. There's the Stalker here pushing away that Overseer, so Overseer does have to pull away to the right. There's these few Adepts already coming up through the top side of the map. So a few Adepts coming up through the top, and again, a few more Lings coming on now. Bane Nest is dropping down, but is it just too late? Well, I mean, there's only 4 Adepts here initially, so there's not too many to deal with. Meanwhile, we see a gateway to the south side of the map. So he wants to kind of a point to warp in from over here as these first Adepts coming through. So only slow Zerglings. But hey, there's a heck of a lot of them right now as he does start to surround these Adepts, and he'll pick up 2 kills. He'll get Link Speed now, and he may be able to grab 1 more kill because of that. No, shade away. Well, shade away into more Zerglings. Didn't really have a choice there, I guess, in the end. It's going to be the more Lings coming through the top, more Lings going through the center. 5 extra gates on the way up, so Hurricane's looking to be aggressive. So True's kind of read to go into the Bane Nest is going to be perfect. Banelings against any sort of Adept all-in is going to be fantastic. And now he sees, you know, no third base. I mean, does he have the detector? Well, he made an Overseer, right? So he has a lair up at the very least. He's got an Overseer in the main, so if the DTs come into the third, I mean, there's only two DTs, and he actually hears them right there, so he should be able to start responding in Overseer. We'll start to come into position to clean up the first DT that's actually already in the main. So DT over here going to go down, then he moves over here as well. So actually altogether, still looking okay. The extra gate's coming up, he'll now start a blink. Obviously he can add some Archons into play as well, especially if he saves a couple of these DTs. But if True just keeps massing up units, I don't know what Hurricane really aims to do. I mean, True's got Lings, he's got Banes. I guess he's not got any upgrades. He starts a Hydrodon now, but I guess as well, True is a bit behind in work count, but he's already made a lot of units, so he could get away with a few drones even if he is in impending danger of an attack. Interesting. We're going to be seeing still a few Lings up here, and he's going to be using those to pretty much do exactly this, deny the third base from coming down. A little bit of a reminiscence to how Belshir Vestige was playing out towards the end, as Hurricane was just unable to get that third base. This time, though, it's because he committed to so many gates. That's why it's already late. And that's True. Now we'll launch a bit of a larger attack after realizing the situation. Did just come down here. Didn't see the pylon that these units warped in from. Must know there's one, though, right? Because it's not very likely that in a big Adept all-in sort of situation like this, you would go for a robo facility as well. As here we go, a lot of Lings, some from the right, some from the left. It's making a pretty neat surround. The one Archon on the low ground's having a pretty good time already, as the Lings will get a kill on the third Nexus. No cancel. So that's 400 minerals just disappearing already. More Depths trying to come through over here. The Banes arrived and then they back away. No Bane speed, and that's still not an upgrade we see being built by True. And added a bunch more Hydras. Still no saturation at all on the third base, so no saturation at all over here. I was going to see another attempt to take a third Nexus, but True is in position. He's going to dive on that probe immediately. I mean, last game he must have killed off at least 5 or 6 workers just by killing the probe that came down to make the third Nexus every time. And this game is heading towards a very similar situation here. And there's going to be seeing again those Lings, Hydras, Banes, just collecting together over towards the natural expansion, and a couple of Depth Shades right on into that army. No Banes used up on them, no units killed. Just a waste of Adepts. And guess what? Third Nexus is going to go down again. Probe dies too. This time at least it's a cancel. But it still slows it from coming up here, which obviously just slows down everything in general. Still not looking pretty for our Protoss player. As a Robo Bay throws down. I mean, how long can you sit like this for? Yeah, sure, True wasn't on the best of economies himself. In fact, True's economy was worse than Hurricane's. But the problem is Hurricane will mine out now. And, you know, even when he gets this expansion up, he's still only really going to be on kind of 2 bases. I guess sort of similar for True starting to mine out. I guess it's not being so bad for Hurricane in the end, just because True has kept such a low worker count. True all drawn up now, though. I guess he can't really deny the third anymore. There's just too many units up. Look at then coming into play, though. Aspire starting up as well, and True is just making sure he has everything he could possibly need to try and win this game, just to make sure that there's not going to be any chance for Hurricane to find a sneaky way back into it after going for an attack. He didn't even really commit to the big gateway attack, but setting up towards something like that is still expensive, it's still costly, and obviously True did come out of that in an advantage, as we're going to be seeing. I was working their way through a couple of Adepts. Actually going to see 10 drones picked off and more still going down. I think it's coming over here as well, and they are going to be able to get rid of those last couple of Adepts as well. 15 workers killed. Nice little play by Hurricane. It's a good amount of damage to put him into a bit of a better spot. I see some Hydras going in towards the main, though, and actually he already sees the Prism is sieged up in warping mode. So if he loses the Prism, what a timing to pull it back just before the Hydras get there to deny. That's huge, because obviously if you lose that Prism, you lose pretty much all of your map control on the map at the moment, so it's a pretty big deal to keep that alive. See, the Archon is about to finish morphing in here from Hurricane. Forge will come down just on the left-hand side of this Nexus as well. And a few more Zerglings just building up here out of True. Lings, Hydras, Banes. All setting up in towards the center of the map now as Hurricane does bring a bit of his army, well, his entire army over to the left. Lurkers morphing in too. I think we had some disruptor production. We've got one out. And it's an okayish way of disruptors to fight against Lurkers, but the rest of the army here really isn't built for killing Lurkers at all. It's sort of built for killing anything but Lurkers. As you can see, True just going to force his opponent out of position now, and Oh, this is awkward because you know what? The Lurkers are going to burrow, and now he's going to have to fight into Lurkers. He doesn't even have an observer in the army. So that, my friends, is what you call a bit of an issue, as now True breaks in towards the natural and the main, and Hurricane just has to sort of sit away, and again, he sort of has to fight through Lurkers to get here and to start defending this, which isn't going to be pretty, and, well, I mean, I can tell you right now that Pylon's not going to do very much. Hurricane will start to move across the map for a counterattack. I mean, True is already just setting up with Lings, etc. to try and defend this at home. A few Banes morphing in would definitely go a long way. This entire natural expansion is going to get taken down. He'll move into the main base. There is an overcharge available. There's not many pylons in the main, though. These Lings initially not doing a lot. True will pull up to the high ground, getting ready for this base raid still. Finally, an Overseer arrives to deal with the Dark Templar. Well, you know, True's going to lose a lot as well. Lurkers have moved in a position down on the third base. Mothership Core came down to the low ground as well. Can't really agree with that, given that he could have dropped some overcharges to deal just a little bit of damage in the main. I mean, the pylon over here was in a good position to not take too much damage. Still, you really need those, like a Lurker or two back at home, and you're going to have a great time just being able to hold your main base. And it's the Lurkers in general that is still not going to be an answer to as the game continues here for Hurricane. And I think that is probably one of the biggest issues, is we're going to be seeing the Disruptor Shot will do a good amount of damage to the first Lurker. Problem is there's still so many more Lurkers, just True still has them across the map. He's hunting with these Zerglings, by the way, and while some pylons coming in on this high ground, I think he knows where this army went to, or where those probes went to, as we will see one Lurker in the back getting taken down. Ling's unable to do a lot. Lurker's still burrowed over here as he works his way through the main base still. He goes up this ramp, and, well, when you can surround pylons right from the get-go, it's not going to be pretty. There's one Lurker. It's not being very effective as Lurkers here, letting them run into overcharges, etc. And well, now probes will be pulled off the line. This is pretty much everything that's left here for Hurricane. In fact, does he even have any buildings? He's got the pylon and the gateway in the bottom right side. Where are the Lurkers? In the middle of the map. Oh my god. He just killed everything. Wow. That's kind of smart from a True, realizing that his opponent